Hey, what's up guys, it's Axel and today we're checking out the Moondrop Robin. This is a hybrid TWS from Moondrop that has one 10mm dynamic driver, a 6mm planar driver for the treble, and it's priced around $120. And this is actually my favorite Moondrop TWS. What really sets it apart from other truly wireless earbuds is the shape. This thing uses a universal IEM style type of shell, not a stem. So I'll get into that more when we get into the build section, but first let's go over what you get in the box. So what you get in the box, first of all, is this beautiful looking white charging case. It's compact, it's easy to pocket. I like it. It's small enough to carry, and you can basically put it in your pocket or your bag and you're good to go. Inside that case, by the way, there is an LED indicator right here, and the case itself supports USB-C charging and wireless charging, so that's cool. Another thing you get here is this beautiful purple leather carrying case. This is a storage case for, the charging case, and it looks really premium. It looks beautiful in my opinion. You can just put it right here and you can close it. And there you go, this is your TWS now. It looks really beautiful, super portable as well, and looks premium, and it has the name Robin right here. And when you open it, it actually looks cool, like it looks like that, so it opens the case. Other than that, you get also 3 pairs of oval silicone ear tips, which are these. And you get 3 pairs of Moondrop spring ear tips, and then you do get a USB-C to Type A cable. You do get a manual, and then you get this cool looking acrylic for Robin, acrylic brick, so we can basically remove it like this. I was waiting for this moment to do it. So anyway, it looks cool. The oval ear tips aren't the best choice for the Robin in my opinion, since the Robin has a round nozzle, so I recommend you use the Moondrop spring ear tips that are included in the box, or use your own favorite ear tips for the best sound and comfort. Let's talk about the build now. So build-wise, the Robin, let me remove these ear tips. The Robin uses 3D printed resin. It's very similar to other Moondrop's wired IEMs, so basically you're getting build quality. It's not made out of metal, it's made out of resin, so that's nice. The nozzle, though, is actually very nice. It's round and it's very small. It's not oval, so you can basically use any type of ear tip you prefer, just like regular IEMs. And it's only 5.5mm in diameter at the widest point, so it's smaller than average. It's going to, at least for me, it gave me great comfort and a very secure fit. It's got a proper lip to hold the ear tips in place and makes them secure, which is really cool. And then you get this black looking part right here. This is proximity sensor for like autoplay and pause, and it has like some smart ANC switching. Like for example, if you're using ANC and you take one side off, the other side will automatically switch to transparency mode. You can turn this on in the Moondrop app. It's turned off by default. I left it off because I find that feature distracting. The mic quality is actually great too, and it's actually the best microphone quality I've tried on a Moondrop TWS. And here is a quick microphone test for you. Alright guys, so this is a short, simple test for the microphone quality of the Moondrop Robin. The Robin is a hybrid TWS that has one dynamic driver and one planar driver. It also has active noise cancelling, and they're in my ears right now, and I'm basically talking at mid volume here. So let me know what you think about the quality of this microphone. So overall, I feel the microphone quality is great. And other than that, in terms of the build, you got a few vents right here. You get one here, and there is another microphone here, and there is another microphone here, and there is a vent right here. So you got a lot of vents, a lot of mics, and the whole build is actually comfortable. It's not like big or bulky. Like, it's kind of average, not really small or anything. It's kind of average. And overall, for me personally, the fit on comfort is actually great. It's very secure. I can run with this. Like, for example, you can work out with it. I personally did. It doesn't slip off out of my ear or anything like that. So that's really cool. And before talk about the sound, I just want to mention one thing I like here first about the sound is that it gets loud. Okay, so especially if you turn on the high gain mode in the Moondrop Link app. And one thing I really appreciate other than that is that the ANC doesn't mess with the sound at all. And this is something I confirm with the frequency response measurements. They basically stay the same whether you turn the ANC on or off. So thumbs up for that. Another thing I want to mention here is, unfortunately, there is like a channel mismatch in my unit in the upper treble. I'm not sure why. It's definitely something I wish wasn't there, but it is what it is. So I will start talking now about the sound profiles and how they sound. So I'll start with the standard mode. Now this mode is a good foundation, a good baseline. It gives you a good amount of bass, and the sense of slam and impact on the Robin is very noticeable. It has that oomph behind it. There is a good sense of physicality in the the bass. The bass is strong, impactful, and enjoyable. The vocals, though, on the mid-range are laid back. Like, they feel a bit relaxed. They don't sound very clear. There is decent treble detail, but the treble leans dark or relaxed, like kind of like muted a bit. It's not fatiguing. This is a non-fatiguing presentation, but it's also not super exciting. And I felt that the treble is lacking that sparkle, lacking that air. Like, it's decent for casual listening, but didn't really impress me or wow me. I'm moving on to the second one, which is the classic mode. In the app, it's called Moondrop Classic. And I know the name classic sounds boring, but let me tell you, this mode is actually very fun and engaging. And actually, this is my favorite sound profile on the Robin. Classic mode has a good bass thump. It has good vocal clarity. The vocal clarity is restored. The vocals now sound clear and forward. The treble finally opens up, and you do get that missing sense of air and sparkle back, and it kind of like makes the planar driver now shines in the treble. You can hear the improved level of detail. The high frequency percussion sounds, even on hip hop tracks, are back, and they are great. They're detailed. There is a treble boost here, but honestly, for my ears, it never sounded harsh at any volume. It's just a more lively and detailed sound overall, and this profile is my favorite sound profile on the Moondrop Robin. Like, this profile sounds great to me. There is another profile called the Bass Ultra. It has lots of bass. I would say too much maybe. It affects the mids, which, if you remember when I talked about the standard mode, it didn't have exactly the best clarity. It's kind of laid back. On the Bass Ultra mode, it takes even a further backseat, and the overall vocal clarity suffers. You can basically enjoy the bass here. Like, you will notice how the driver here is capable of pushing that bass, and the impact is really enjoyable. Fun for bass heads, but it's not balanced in my opinion. And then we get the pop mode, which is very close to the standard mode. Has a nice bass boost, a sub bass boost. It's a small change. Yes, it's noticeable, more fun, but still not my pick. You also get the monitor mode, which is basically a tamed version of the classic mode with less bass. Not bad, but I like my bass, so I'll stick with the classic. So overall, the Robin sound quality is probably the best I have heard from Moondrop's TWS line. And let's talk about the resolution, the separation. I will say for a TWS, resolution and separation here are good. It has the best separation and detail out of all the Moondrop TWS I have personally tried. But if you compare it to like wired IEMs, I will say it's about average. It's definitely not beating something like the Moondrop Rays or the Aria 2 or other, like IEMs in the $60 to $80 price point. For a TWS, I will say it's great. And this is, like I said, the most detailed Moondrop TWS so far, in my opinion. If I talk for a second about the Bluetooth and the multi-point connectivity, because this one has that feature, the Bluetooth connectivity here is great, very fast pairing, very stable connectivity with great range. I had zero issues when I was listening to this. Never once had any hiccups. The Robin supports LDAC and it supports multi-point, so it can connect to two devices at the same time, allows you to switch between them, which is really nice. Another thing is that the ANC. I will say, first of all, something that I noticed is that this already has great passive noise isolation. Because of that IEM shape, it kind of like seals like an IEM, and basically it's very similar to wired IEMs. It gives you actually great passive noise isolation. The active noise cancellation, though, I will describe it as decent. It works and it has an effect, but don't expect it to block a lot of noise. Like, if I snap my fingers like that, I can still hear it. If someone is talking to me and I'm not playing music, I can still hear it. I can still hear the background noise, especially if no music is playing. So it's not going to beat the Apple AirPods Pro or the Sony TWS in terms of noise cancelling, but it definitely works, and combined with the passive noise isolation, I'll say the overall effect is good. Transparency mode is also something really nice here on the Moondrop Robin. It's very natural sounding, and I actually liked using it. It doesn't feel overly boosted or fake, and it doesn't amplify sounds that are so far away from you. But wind noise is a thing with the transparency mode here, as it doesn't have the anti-wind mic feature like the one that the Moondrop Moca had. Another thing is the game mode. It has a low latency mode. You just tap 4 times right here, and this one gives you lower latency, and I find it worked well if you're like gaming or if you're even watching videos. About the battery life, Moondrop is saying that it has a battery life of around 9 hours. I think probably, I'm not sure, but I'm guessing they are talking about the EAC or SBC codec. I will tell you my personal results with it. My experience is I tested with LDAC, okay? Android smartphone. I was using high gain. I was using max volume. I was not listening, of course. I just tested it, left it like that. And basically it was playing continuously, and I started at 100% and I got 4 hours and exactly 16 minutes of continuous playback without charging once. So honestly, that's great. I feel that if you lower the gain to mid volume, or you even lower the volume a bit, or switch codecs, I feel you'll probably get a lot more battery life out of them. Alright, quick comparisons here. I compared this to the Moondrop Golden Ages, and let me just say that the Moondrop Robin is just way better than the Moondrop Golden Ages. Like, it has much better bass quality, stronger impact, better treble detail, better separation in the mids, and even like kind of like better sound overall. The quality, like, it felt like refined, the better timbre in the mid-range, and even the microphone is way better at like and how it responds, you know, and stuff like that, the touch controls. So this is way better than that. If we talk about the Moca though, and I like the Moca has some advantages here. It has the anti-wind mic feature, it has a pairing button, and it's half the price, so it's basically the better value. I feel the Robin has the better resolution, the better microphone, it has better separation, gets louder than the Moca, which I like. It has a round nozzle, so tip options are wider, and of course it has LDAC. I feel that if you like the Moca and you wanted something better, this is exactly the clear upgrade from that. And if I compare it to something like the Mino, which is actually one of my favorite, highly recommended TWS, I would say this one is nice. It's basically an amazing value at its price point, and you get like custom EQ on it and good features overall, but it doesn't have LDAC, and Robin has the better ANC, the better microphone, the more detail, and better separation. To put this also into perspective, I just compare this also to some wired IEMs, so I want to mention that so that you know where this lands. Roughly speaking, of course, this one I would say sounded a lot better than the Moondrop True 2, but it's not quite on the level of something like, for example, like Fine Delcy, the Moondrop Aria 2, or something like that. So basically what I want to say, this is not going to replace your best wired IEMs, especially at its price point or even lower, but in terms of wireless, at TWS, I think this one is pretty great. So who I recommend the Moondrop Robin to? Now, obviously, if you're a fan of the Honkai Star Rail game, which is this one, I don't know that game. I was just talking about the TWS itself. If you're a fan, this is obviously something you're going to be interested in or like. Number two, if you're looking for a TWS that has a universal IEM style fit, if you like that comfort, you prefer the fit of traditional IEMs over stem-based earbuds, and you want something affordable, this actually does that. If you want great sound quality, great detail with LDAC, any very clear microphone, this gives you that. Good battery life, in my opinion, this gives you that. And if you've tried the Moca, if you tried the Moondrop Ultrasonic, the Golden Ages, and you want something better, you were looking for an upgrade, you like the features, you like the sound, you like that noise cancelling, I feel this is the clear step up from models like the Golden Ages or the Moca in terms of sound, build, and overall features. Who I don't recommend this to, number one, if you're looking for custom EQ, this doesn't give you that flexibility. The option is not there. You're basically limited to the 5 sound profiles that are included in the app. And number two, I don't recommend it if you are looking for top-tier active noise cancelling. This is something that you consider to be a big priority. As I said, the ANC here is decent. It's not going to be like the Sony or the Apple AirPods Pro. Number three is the bass heads who want full clarity. The bass ultra mode here is fun, but it definitely trades off some vocal and mid-range clarity. And I will just say, don't expect this to sound like wired IEMs. It's amazing. For a TWS, like I said, it's the best Moondrop TWS I've tried, but it's not going to compete with wired IEMs in the $60 to $80 range. If you're expecting this to beat something like the Moondrop Aria 2, you will be a bit underwhelmed. It's great for a TWS, but it's not going to beat wired IEMs in terms of overall sound quality. Time to give the Moondrop Robin a final rating and wrap this up. I will give the Moondrop Robin a final rating of a solid 3.5 stars out of 5. That is good. That is amazing. That means it's a great and recommended TWS. And in my opinion, basically, if you're looking for a TWS that feels like the wireless version of your IEMs, I feel the Robin is definitely worth checking out. That wraps up my review of the Moondrop Robin. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.